Who am I? So my name is Sina Wendt, and I was originally born in Samoa, which is in the Pacific. And I migrated to New Zealand 30 years ago as a young student, university, and I've basically chosen to stay and make my life here. So I'm currently Chief Executive of Leadership New Zealand. And while I was here at university, I studied a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and Sociology. And then I went into a role in sales. There's a bit of a story to that, but that's okay. I traveled, I've done a number of different roles. So over the last 25 years, I've been in sales, leadership development, management roles. I've run a broadcasting organization, and now I'm running a leadership development organization. So we don't have gender equality in management positions in New Zealand. I think we do pretty well. Gender equality has become a really big topic for us on the leadership platform generally, not just in business, so right across government, and it's a big conversation that we're having at the moment. On one level, I would say, I think there would probably be a perception that there is equality of opportunity for women. I'm not so sure that that's always the case because, New Zealand is a very egalitarian society. We like to think we're very fair to everybody, that everybody, and life here generally for most people is pretty good. So when I'm noticing in the last decade, young women coming out of university to go into business roles don't seem to have the same problems that maybe I did when I was, when I came into business 30 years ago. But there are still challenges in the workplace, getting in the workplace. There are problems around equal pay. There are differentials that happen, in the first 5 years of work, for example, particularly in business. And I think young women, what happens when they move into those roles, it only starts to become evident as they try and kind of move their way through their career. So on the whole, we have a lot of women in management roles, but not enough. I mean, at the moment, first of all, I think this person I go back to the self-intelligence piece, right? If they're going to be a leader, they have to know themselves first. They have to know themselves really well. Who am I? What are my values? What are my beliefs? What are the things that are important to me? What are my strengths? What are the areas that I know I'm not good at? And therefore, I will find other people that are good at stuff like that can support and complement me. This person is not someone that has to be perfect at everything. I think gone are the days where leadership, you had to be in charge. I'm the hero. I'm perfect. I know everything. And I'm just going to, follow me. Just follow me because I know what I'm doing. I think the leader of today is someone who can really embrace their strengths, acknowledge they don't, and acknowledge that leadership is about building relationships. So the second piece is, for me, leadership is fundamentally about building relationships of influence. We can't get anything we want done or have anyone else help us do what we want done without having a relationship with them. So then the next piece, I think, is that they are very skilled at building relationships. So they need to build empathy, they need to build EQ. Alongside that, they also need to need to have really strong cultural intelligence, or CQ. So for me, cultural intelligence is not just ethnic culture. So they have to have some insight. They have to be prepared and value the difference. So I think that's about spending time with people. What I notice, and particularly in business, also in our government institutions, we focus so much on task. Yes, we have to get stuff done, but does it have to be, we're not robots. So, and we live in teams, we live in communities. So for me, building leadership empathy is spending time with people to get to know them personally. And it doesn't mean it's all about having, social events all the time, but it can mean having a different kind of conversation with the team that you lead, having opportunities where people, so what did you do on the weekend? How's your family? Finding out more about the humans that are in front of us, that we are leading or working with, because they're not just there to produce things, to make stuff happen. that is part of the satisfaction and success. You know, we achieve things together, but we have to know who we're working with. My first decision, if I'm faced with a challenge or an issue that someone might bring to me, is I start with my heart. So I start thinking about the person first. Yes, they might have stuffed something up. Yes, there might be a major crisis that comes out of the action they took. But who is the person in front of me first? How do we deal with the issue? And then the head kicks in and you go, okay, so now how do we deal with the problem? You know, so that's how, from my perspective, how I would do it. I think it varies. It depends on the organization. It depends on the leader that's doing the feedback. What I do notice is that we don't like giving negative feedback because we like to be liked. You know, New Zealand, as I said, is a very friendly country. We like to get on with people. We don't really like people creating upsets in our business, you know. So I would say we're really good on the positive feedback. We're not so great on the challenging conversation. Probably that's a human thing. But I've seen, you know, I've been in other contexts where it's all about task and giving feedback is fine and people don't take it personally. Here, we take things personally, you know, a lot. And so, again, one of the things that we spend a lot of time in our program, leadership program, with senior leaders who are in their 40s, so they're not young, is talking about finding ways to be able to give more real time. So don't wait for 6 months, 12 months performance reviews. That's pointless. Those are a waste of time. You need to be giving, because the pace of change is so fast. We need to find ways of having really more instant, real-time conversations with people we work with to give them feedback. It doesn't even have to be the leader. I mean, it's peer-to-peer feedback. Sometimes that's the hardest because they're your colleagues, right? So even as senior leaders, we have to teach and work with and give these senior leaders tools to be able to say to their colleague, actually, that project, you know, can I give you some feedback about how that impacted me because it's been worrying me or whatever. You know, there's different tools. So we spend a lot of time working with them on helping give people tools. And once you have some tools and some practice, you have more confidence. But I don't think on the whole we're very good at it.